So, hello everybody, welcome back. I have decided to talk to you about food more, and I'm putting a hold on all of the other videos that I am uploading because of the problems that you're having getting food, because of the rise in the price and stuff like that. So, anyway, I hope this information is helpful. You might want to look at these videos from the reproduction list and from the start, because otherwise they may not make sense. I try to make them so that each individual video makes sense, but sometimes the whole thing, you might need to take a look at it from the beginning. And anyway, I'm sorry that they are kind of long, but like I said before, logic, food is one of those things that will either make you or break you. So you really, really, really need to try to get it right. And it is about a little bit about money, but it is also about other things that you might not consider until this point. So I'm going to try to cover these things in these videos. So before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I also have some books in Gumroad. I also have a couple of videos on an Amazon wish list. And now I also have a PayPal account. So anyway, if you want to help me out, now you have all of those things. Now, about this video, I was doing the video about lists, as in things that you might want to cover. Now, I also did videos on how you are supposed to shop for food. Because, like I said before, food is going to become more expensive, which will create a loop in which the more expensive the food is, the more that people will want to get it because they are thinking that the food is going to go even higher. So let me explain this. Let's say that right now you have $100 and you want to go to the supermarket. And then last week you went with $100 to the supermarket because that's how much you are going to spend every week, $100 every week. Now, let's say that you were buying, last week you bought, eggs and they were $2. And now you ran out of eggs. So now you're going to get them and the eggs are $3. And then you're kind of like, oh my God, it went up, $1. That's, 50%. What the hell? And then somebody says, yeah, something happened in the farms. So they don't know if they are going to have eggs or whatever. So then you're kind of like, yeah, I better buy the one for next week. Because if there is a problem with the farms or whatever, then I might not be able to get it next week. So I'm buying it right now. So, instead of getting one egg, you're getting two. Now, let's say that 20% of the people that go to the supermarket are doing the same thing that you are doing, meaning you're buying double of whatever the hell you went to buy, eggs, flour, or whatever. And sometimes, let's say that this week, for whatever reason, you don't have $100, but you have $150. Oh hell, for all I know, you are buying 3 or 4 or 5 things of the same thing because you do not know if next week you're going to be able to afford it or buy it, because it is not available anymore. If something happens in the farms, you're not going to get the freaking eggs. So, oh hell, you are getting that thing. And this will create several things. Number one, you will create a shortage for everybody else who is behind you. So this means that, like I told you in the last video, that you really want to know when the hell things get to the supermarket, and you really want to have somebody inside the supermarket that tells you, hey, the eggs arrived and they're going to, be gone in half an hour or something. This is going to be bad because the more people buy for storage, the less that it will be available for the people that are behind you. And this is going to create a scarcity. And when you have a scarcity, then you will have even higher prices. Because the supermarket, instead of, let's say that they brought the eggs every Monday, But now, by Wednesday, they ran out of eggs. So they need to buy an extra. That means that they are putting more pressure on, their production. But producing food is not something that you do, in 1 minute. It's something that takes time. So, it takes a hell of a lot of time to produce certain types of food. And these will create even higher prices, but it will also create demands for more things that are relating to producing that food. Meaning, let's say that for the eggs, let's say that now they will need to have more chickens. Now they will need to have more space to produce the same eggs. Now they will need to buy more food for the chicken. Now there will be more demand for, the veterinary guy for taking care of the chicken. You also will need more permits. You also will need more, electricity, more things. And this is a loop, that includes a hell of a lot of things. And if one of them, just one, fails, then the whole thing collapses. Because let's say that, you need to produce more eggs, but you don't have enough food for the chickens. By the way, this will happen. So like I said, I'm sorry, I got interrupted. Like I said, let's say that you need more chickens. That means that you need more food for the chickens. And now, whoever produced the food for the chickens is kind of like, yeah, I ran out. Yeah, whatever. So this will create an increase on their end also. So let's say that, you getting eggs includes 10 industries. So that means that the inflation for that period, because it will be for a period, then things will settle. It will affect 10 industries for the, chicken, for the food for the chickens, and the space for the chicken, the electricity for the chicken, the transportation, and all of those things. So this is why, things go from crazy to insane in literally 24 hours. Because, if you are a company that produces food for the chickens, and then, they are calling you and telling you, you normally have like 10 calls a day, and now you have 300 calls in one day, you will go crazy. And so, you will be also kind of like, how the hell am I supposed to come up with all of these things? So, oh hell. And at this point, a lot of things will happen. Number one, some companies or some people, not everybody, will counterfeit things. Meaning, for all I know, they can put dirt, just earth into the food because, they don't have it. And if you have a contract or whatever, and now you're in a hurry and you have bosses all over the place that are calling you and telling you what the hell happened with this order or something, oh hell, shortcuts will be made. Especially because it is an emergency thing. Everybody is kind of like in a rush and everybody is kind of crazy. So, quality of the food for the chicken will diminish. This will affect the chickens that now when they don't get calcium and stuff like that, guess what the hell they are doing? You may not know this, but when chickens are, hens, I'm sorry, I forgot, we call them the same thing here in my country, I'm sorry. But anyway, the hens will actually, if they are missing food for themselves, what they will do is they will actually take the eggs and, they will cut them with their mouth. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know, I don't know very good English sometimes. And they will, break them so that they can get the calcium and stuff from the egg shell. So now you have a problem because the hens and the chickens are eating the eggs. And then you're kind of like, what the hell? Yeah, that's because the food, it didn't come with the, it didn't come with the right nutrition and stuff. And animals will do that. Animals will actually go against their own, kids if they have problems. So it's like, yeah, kind of like that. So now you have even less eggs than before because somebody screwed up in that, in that area. So a lot of things will happen also. Like, for example, Let's say that growing a chicken normally takes, let's say a year, let's say 2 years. So growing a chicken takes 2 years. But now everybody is in a hurry, everybody is scared, and everybody is freaking out. So you need the chicken to actually, grow like insane in 1 year. Not 2 years, but you need it to be grow right now. So what the hell do you do? Yeah, at this point, uh, they will be injecting chickens and animals general. They will be injecting them hormones so that they grow faster. Because if they are not big enough, you can't sell them and you can't wait. So try to imagine saying to a kid that is 6, hey, I need you to go to college now because I can't afford to, raise you. So you inject the kid with something so that it looks taller or whatever, and then you go and say, yeah, he's 9, even though he's 6. Yeah, and then later you say, yeah, he's 12, even though he's 6, and things like that because you injected him with something to make it grow. So that's the same thing that they are doing with animals. And now, because you are making them, with a hell of a lot of hormones and stuff, and you didn't let them grow the way that they were supposed to, yeah, now they're getting sick. So they are insanely sick, like sick, like insane. So at this point, the producers are kind of like, what in the world? What happened? Yeah, well, you made them grow and they didn't grow. You can't rush the immune system and you can't rush several things. You are just rushing things. So what they will do is, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to feed you with a hell of a lot of antibiotics so that you're not sick. Yeah, so now they're feeding the animals a hell of a lot of medicines and stuff so that they don't get sick because you are rushing the process of growing. So now you have chickens that are 1 year old, biologically and in the chronological time, but they look like if they were 2 and they look, adults or something, but they are just kids and teens and something. So it's kind of like that, the equivalent of that. So all of that is going to affect the quality of the food. It will also affect the prices of this thing because, again, instead of you calling the veterinarian and asking for, one antibiotic, which was the normal, now you're calling and asking for 100. So everybody is calling and everybody wants the same thing. So of course this will increase even higher the freaking prices. Now, can you stop this cycle? Oh, hell no. Can you do something about it? Oh, hell yes. This is what you do. Now, for protecting yourself for several things, I have told you. You look for a new shopping protocol because now you need to protect, your shopping cart, your things, whatever. And now you also may want to take a look at other things. Number one, when this happened at the beginning, my God, one of the first things that went up like crazy was meat and eggs and dairy. The reason is because they can actually rush these things. You can't rush the earth when you're producing, for example, cassava. Yeah, I can't tell the earth, yeah, I need the cassava for tomorrow. Yeah, you can do that. So basically, the animal products are the ones that are going crazy. The vegetables will go crazy in the second wave because, they need it for feeding the animals. But point being that what we did, the people that could, is that let's say that you are a family of 4. As in, you have 3 brothers or sisters. I'm not talking about the kids in your house. I'm talking about you as in your linear family. Let's say that it's you, your mom, your sister, and your brother, and so you're 4. Let's say that you want to buy meat, and you have 4 households, but you have 1 family. So what you do is you talk to everyone and you say, hey, how much money are you going to spend on meat this week? And they are like, yeah, me, I'm $20, and me, $40, me, $100, me, no, I don't know, whatever. So point being that between the 4 of you, you have $400. $400. So you go and you call someone who is local. and you find out where the hell is the farm that it is local. And there will always be somebody within 2 hours of your location that produces meat. There is always, you call everyone around you that you can travel for up to 2 hours. Literally, I'm not joking. You will have to literally take your car and drive for about 2 hours. Sometimes it will take 5 minutes, but it will depend upon, where you are, especially if you're in the city center, it will take longer. But, most people travel, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you go to the farm and you pay that money in cash for a whole cow or for a whole thing. And you call them and you say, hey, I'm going there. Do you have these available? And they go like yes or no. Now, you at that point, you are securing several things. Number one, you know who the hell raised the freaking animal, so you know if they use a hell of a lot of hormones or whatever. So you're making sure that this thing is, normal, not rushed. Number two, you're saving because you cut out now the whole supermarket chain and everybody's chain and whatever. Of course, you are going to have to prepare the car properly. You can't do this in a motorcycle. You need a big car and you need a hell of a lot of ice, and you also need several ice chests. You will need at least 4 or 5 ice chests that are big. And then, you will need ice. Preferably the one that is the one that is dry ice. So you go to that farm and then you pay these people cash, and now you are getting, half of the price of the supermarket. Hell, for all I know, you are getting less than half. Probably around 40% of the price of the supermarket for the meat and stuff like that. And at that point, several people will also ask for the animal to be put down mercifully, like God told them, and religious thing or whatever. So basically, they're not going to just kill the animal right there with all the blood or whatever and then, give it to you. They will actually, do it properly, like the Bible says that you're supposed to do it, saying thank you and stuff like that. This will also influence in the quality of the food that you're consuming. And this will also, help into the nutrition part that you're getting, because it's not the same. Here's the deal. When you are sacrificing an animal and the animal is tense or it's sick or whatever, yeah, that meat is going to be hard. Not only that, but it has been proven that the taste is different because the animal is producing a hell of a lot of hormones because it's scary. It's like you, when you're scared, you are tense, and you are also kind of like, your hormones will go crazy. This will affect the taste. However, if the animal is calm and you're removing the blood and stuff like that contains the hormones and everything, then basically the meat will be softer, and not only that, but it will taste better and it will last you longer. So you do this in the farm, and then, you cut it, and then you go to your house, and then, you will prepare it, if somebody, according to how much money everybody's, gave. Now, for this, you are going to very likely need to know how the hell to cut the animal. This is something that Venezuelans that come from the countryside, they will know how the hell to do it. So, for example, my aunts, oh hell, my 3 eldest aunts and my mom, they know how the hell to do it. All the other aunts that I have and me, oh hell no, I don't know how the hell to do it. So this is important, because if you do not know how the hell to cut the animal, then you might find yourself kind of like, what the hell do I do? How the hell do I prepare this thing or whatever? So it might take a while, by the way, also. And you might need to be strong, because sometimes these animals are literally, 100 kilos, 200 kilos. Oh hell, that's heavy. And so, like I said, but they will prepare it for you in the farm. They will do it for you. They will prepare it. And, and by the way, this will take a while. So if you go there, you can expect them to do it in 5 minutes, because they're going to take a while, especially, if they're removing the blood, and if they are, talking to the animal so that it doesn't, go, scare or crazy, and that way, the meat is going to be soft and it's going to be okay. So this is important. You need to know how the hell to do it, and it's not for everyone. Like I said, if you haven't learned this thing, you might need to learn it now, and it will, at this point, you're not going to destroy the animal because it's already dead or whatever, but you might destroy certain cuts. And if you destroy certain cuts, you might be kind of like, what the hell happened to this meat? Yeah, kind of like that. So this is, it's a experience thing that will go different. However, this is how people did it, because that way you are securing the quality of the food and you're also securing the price to a certain point. Obviously, because you're going to have to add the gasoline and the car and the trip. I mean, and that's why I told you that nobody did it if it was more than, an hour and a half, 2 hours away. However, it will depend upon what the hell do you want. And also, at this point, there were a hell of a lot of people, and I do mean a hell of a lot of people, that were thinking, I do not want, my eggs, I need to buy protein every day. So people started raising chickens inside apartments and inside their houses. Yeah, crazy. Because you need proteins. And if you can't afford proteins because you can't afford food or whatever, then most people started raising their own chickens because this is a thing. However, you must know that this will also help you in income, because when you're raising chickens, you can give the eggs to your neighbors in exchange for something else. However, you are risking a hell of a lot of things. Number one, you're risking getting sick because chickens are birds, and birds carry flus and stuff like that, and they also get sick. Oh my God, insanely fast. I have seen it happening, and I have several friends and family members that do this thing. And having a chicken, if it rains or if it is too cold or whatever, yeah, they're sick. And for all I know, they have the flu. And at that point, 60% or 70% of your chickens and your hens will be dead within 2 or 3 days. So, you need to keep up with the veterinarian and the medicine. And, it's going to be kind of like a job, so to speak. It's not like, yeah, I'm going to feed them like in the movies. You feed them and then that's it. Oh, hell no. And, like I told you, some of them is going to be very hard, especially for people that are emotional, because you will see the birds, with flus, dying, and oh crap, it's not for everyone, okay? And it is not easy. For all I know, gardening, that it is a very hard job, it will be easier. Gardening will be easier. So, oh hell, like I said, and if it comes to birds, every time that you are in contact with birds, you have to be very careful, because birds carry flus, and flus will come to humans. So you will get sick from the flus eventually. It doesn't matter what happened. All of the problems that we have that are with flus and stuff like that is because these viruses will jump from birds to pigs and pigs to humans, or they will go from birds to humans. And that's why it's called the avian flu, as in avian, as in, aves, as in birds. So you need to be careful if you're going to choose that one. And if you are in contact with people that are like that, so you also need to be careful, especially, with the pandemic and the stuff like that. So, having said all of that, now I'm going to continue talking to you about other things that you're supposed to be doing. So, number one, I will suggest that you invest 1 hour and 40 minutes or something like that, or something, I don't know, watching a YouTube video called Let the Food Be Thy Medicine. Now, this video is from something from California. I can't remember if it is a university in California or something from California, an institute from California. I can't remember. But the point is that this video explains to you how we are in a trap to make money for companies that are feeding your kids things that will make them addicted so that they will keep making money. And these will also make you sick. So you need to include several things into your shopping habits and into your life and into things that are related to food, and they will tell you. This talk, like I said, it lasted more than an hour. I think an hour and 40 minutes or something. Quite frankly, I really, really, like 100,000 times over, I will tell you that if you see nothing about food or whatever, you just watch one thing, watch that. Because that one is more important than anything else. Because, like I told you, food is not just you getting to the supermarket, getting the thing and going home. Oh, hell no, it's not. The implications of food are, food will affect your DNA. Food will affect your mood. Food will affect how much money you're going to spend in supplements and other things because of nutrition. Food will affect the shape of your body. Food will affect, your energy levels. Food will affect your body in the long term, meaning it will make you age faster or it will make you age better and longer. It will also affect your mind. Your level of toxicity is going to be insane if you keep buying certain things or doing certain things. And in that video, they will explain everything. They will also teach you tips about how to make food properly. Because you might have been doing it wrong. Because, like I told you, I belong to that 80%. 80% of people think that they are cooking and think that they know what the hell they're doing and think they are okay about food. Oh, hell no. And 80% of people, including me, we are trapped in that loop. We are always buying something from the companies that are producing slow poisons. And this is an addiction. And if you do not break it, then you are basically going to be spending all of your freaking money and you will go broke within 1.5 years. This is why Venezuelans, literally half of the Venezuelans, went completely bankrupt in maybe 3 or 4 years after all of this collapse. And now they were literally begging on the street for food and other things. Because once you are in the system and you're addicted to this food, then you don't know what the hell to do. I mean, what the hell are you going to do? Are you going to starve to death? And this is why also I told you that your garden needed to be the first thing that you needed to be started doing. If you are willing to do it. And if you are, okay about doing it. Because gardening, like perfect gardening, it will take you minimum 7 years. 7 freaking years to produce, a reasonable amount of food for you to feed yourself. You can't live out of tomatoes. Tomatoes that you grow in a pot. You just can't. So if you wanted to do this thing, you also might need a backyard, and you need, fruit trees, you need animals, you need several things. And this is not just, something that you can do in one day, or something that you will do kind of like, oh yeah, I'm growing that, and then next year, oh hell no. It takes 7 freaking years. I know, I have been doing my garden for over 3 years. Over 3 freaking years. And I still don't have enough food for eating one day. And I'm not joking. And I have been doing this, but like I said, this is a hobby. Because, I'm not doing it, like if it was a my life depending on it. If my life depending on it, oh hell, I would probably be worse. Because then you're freaking out because you're hungry. And if you're freaking out doing something, yeah, you will do all kinds of mistakes because you're freaking out. So, you need 7 years. So if you want to start the garden, it's never too late, but if you're planning on eating from the garden, just letting you know that you're waiting a minimum of 3 years. If you want to produce kind of food for one people, and I do mean one people, depending upon the size of whatever, but it will take you longer. So anyway, I would recommend watching that video, and then I will recommend taking notes. I will recommend watching the reproduction list that I have of protocols of shopping, so that you know what kind, things to expect and stuff like that. I would recommend getting with your family and asking them, are you going to buy this? Can we buy it bulk? Can we buy it like that? And then sharing. For example, if you can buy, pasta in the supermarket for $1.50, but you can go to a store and buy it bulk with a friend, and they want half, and then you're paying 90 cents for the pasta. You're saving 60 cents for each kilo. So there are people that did that. There are people that organize themselves, with the meat thing, going to the farm. They will organize themselves, go in bulk, and then they will share it. But for this, you need to have a hell of a lot of organization in your house, because now, instead of having the food for 1 week, you will have the food for an entire, month, or maybe 2 months. And that is a hell of a lot of space that you're going to require. And like I said, if you have special needs or whatever, this is going to be even more difficult, because the special need kind of food, like gluten-free or sulfite-free or peanut-free or whatever the hell free, yeah, if it says free or whatever, yeah, it's going to be even harder and even more expensive, because they are not making a hell of a lot of money out of it, so they are not producing that much. So all of these things are important to take into consideration. Now, I'm going to continue with the list about, the things that you might want to store and things that you might want to know about. Number 1, you may want to get a book or maybe watch YouTube videos and write it down or something, but it will take you a hell of a lot of time, about how to use the peeling of the fruits and vegetables. This is going to be very, very, very important, because this is going to help you a lot. A lot of people are, for example, let's say that you buy tangerine, and, you always take the tangerine, peel it, and then, you throw away the peel. Oh, hell no. You are supposed to know how the hell to use the tangerine peel. You can use it for tea, you can use it for cooking, you can use it for eating, you can use it for desserts, and you can use it for a hell of a lot of things. So at this point, you really need to know, for example, the peeling of potatoes can be used for coloring your hair. Covering the gray hair. Yeah, you can do that with the potato peelings. And there are a hell of a lot of things that you can do with the peelings. People will just throw away the peelings. You just are not supposed to do that. Peelings for the lemon, you can, shred them, or you can cut them in very, very small pieces, and then again, you can use it for desserts, you can use it for tea, you can use it for a lot of things. So anything that is, peeling thing, you might need to know what the hell to do with that, because if you're not throwing away the peeling, it might not look like a lot, but it is. It is actually a lot. So you might want to take a look at that. And here is another thing. I haven't seen a lot, but, people are starting to change that, of books about flowers that you can eat. I mean, there are flowers that you can eat. People do not use flowers for eating, but they can be eaten. Some flowers will provide you with a hell of a lot of vitamins and nutritional things that you may be missing from something else. So Also, it will put, a different look in your food, and it will be very, very, very good. So you may want to research about that one, because if you can grow flowers in your garden and you can actually eat them, or you can cut them and put them into pieces so that they will provide you with whatever, oh hell, that will help you. Because they will make your garden look nice, and not everyone will know that your flowers are edible. So nobody, not everyone will steal them. But your garden, you might find yourself that people are stealing things from your garden because they know. But flowers is something that not everybody knows, and not everybody will be willing to, steal those unless, they are for ornament. But at least, you have an alternative kind of nutrition. And you also may want to know how the hell to produce your own vitamins through the garden or through whatever you have available to you. Here is why. Because you might be eating properly or whatever, but you might lack nutrition. If you're lacking nutrition, you might need teas or whatever that it is made out of, for example, vitamin C. A lot of people buy vitamin C, but you can get vitamin C from pine trees and stuff like that if you make it into teas. So you might want to find out about that one and then write it down, or buy a book about it. Because here's the deal. If you have somebody, like I said, they don't like eating certain types of food, or they won't eat certain things or whatever, then how the hell are you going to make them, have the proper nutrition and the vitamins that they need? Vitamins are probably in the 7th or 8th level of scarcity. After vitamins are gone, you're not getting them. I'm sorry, you're not getting it, because I haven't seen those being produced in my country. And if pharmaceutical companies cannot make them anymore because they don't have electricity or whatever, or they can't find the containers, like I told you, because they are plastic or whatever, then how are you going to get nutrition? Without changing your entire diet, to go from one day to the next without, with extreme changes, then how are you going to do it? And let's say that you have somebody that has a problem with their throat and they can't eat. And now, like I told you in the beginning of the videos, that you need to buy several straws and stuff like that, because some people will have, they will be sick, and now you need to, make them drink soup and tea, and they might not be able to do it through their mouth for whatever reason, so you need to bring them with the straw thing. Then maybe if the person is sick with you or whatever, you might make them teas and stuff, and if you're going to do that, then you need to make sure that the teas and the stuff has the nutrition. You know what I mean? Because you might be able to help the person with their immune system and stuff like that with things that are liquid. Because when people are sick, you're not supposed to be eating that much solid food, because solid food the digestion will take a hell of a lot of energy from your body, and your body requires that energy to actually boost the immune system. So you can't do both. It's like, let's say that you have $100, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to spend the $100 in the food and $100 in medicines. And then you're like, no. You have $100. You can't do both. It's either buying the medicine or buying, the food. The food. You can't do both. So the same thing happens in your body. You can't be digesting things that are solid, that is taking a hell of a lot of energy, while you are preparing the immune system. That's why, when people get sick, they say, drink a lot of soup, drink a lot of liquids and drink more liquids. That's because the liquids will actually help your immune system. So you need to know, like I told you before, you need to have a hell of a lot of teas. And you will also need, at this point, several vitamins and something that you can make yourself, or you can buy that they are liquid. Because for all you know, this person might have a problem with their throat or whatever, and they can't swallow. So again, this is me talking to you about food and about all of the things that you are going to be, facing when you are dealing with food, because I told you it's an immunologic problem. It is not logical. You can't just buy food and then that's it. Because, like I told you, if you go through that logic, in 1.5 years, you will be totally broke and you will be spending all of your money, and I do mean all of your freaking money, only in transportation and food. Nothing else. And I do mean nothing else. That's why we have nurses and we have teachers and we have people that have been wearing the same shoes for the last 10.5 years. You can't afford shoes, you can't afford, underwear, you can't afford anything else, just the freaking food, because you couldn't get out of the system. And the system is going to always demand more money because, like I told you, they are going to rush things. And every time that you rush something, you are injecting it with money. And this is important for you to understand. So things with food are going to get even worse unless there is a stop in the system. Meaning, all of a sudden, people don't buy anything anymore because they can't afford it. And at that point, you will have a scarcity of certain things, and then you will level up with other things. Because let's say that you can't buy pasta, but there is a hell of a lot of rice. So you will buy rice because it's cheaper and because it's there. Then, I can't buy rice. Yeah, but now you can get flour. I don't know what the hell to do with the flour. Oh, hell, you will learn. It will cost you a hell of a lot of resources like propane and time and things, and you will make a mess. And oh, hell, for all I know, that thing might taste horrible if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Can you do it? Yeah, it's going to cost you, like I told you. Oh crap, it's going to taste horrible. It's going to be very bad if you don't know what the hell you're doing. But here's the deal. You can give that flour to somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. And then you can say, hey, I'm giving you this flour. Please share with me whatever the hell you make. By the way, that's what most men will do. Yeah, I'm buying, you're cooking. Kind of a deal. Because it's just this. So anyway, I hope that this information is helpful, and I might continue doing these videos so that you might have some tips so that you can make it through. So God bless.